said, I need y'all to hear me. I need y'all to comprehend what I'm saying. Not just that I speak so well, but the message that I'm conveying every time you talk. You demand that I listen, sit back and watch while you make decisions. The decisions you made then affect the realities that I go through now and the challenges I face tomorrow. You send us for anything now, but you never ask us the question why or how about our situation. You opened your eyes, maybe you would see the gentrification, how my world is changing. Blocks turn to condos, schools turn to vacant parking lots where the unique ballers walk by, colonized our land, and left me on the outside looking in. History's a full-length movie. You can't leave out certain scenes, like when Fred Hampton was running the Panthers only at the age of 19, and MLK was doing the SCLC before he turned 20, and Malcolm was changing brothers in prison back when they called him Detroit Red. I'm telling you, this history thing ain't funny, because back before all these dudes were screaming about young money, we had our ancestors running back, trying to tell us that we need to take our history back, because what you seem to forget is that they said a child shall lead. So while all these adults are talking, they need to start taking heed that it's the ones who are smaller than them to show them what they need inside. Because while you adults are sitting here, minds half dead, the youth are the ones that are going to keep us alive. Thank you.
My story to y'all. I was 15 years old. I got locked up for about a crime. I came home, I was 30. You know, there's nothing good about being out in the streets with this senseless violence. You know what I'm saying? The whole time that I was locked up, a lot of people may have looked at it as a bad thing. In a way, it's bad because I got locked up. But in a way, God may have saved my life, because every last one of my friends are dead. And I had over 100 friends. All of them are dead. And they're not dead, they're doing life in prison for killing. You know, it's remarkable that I seen something like this, because it took me back. You know, the whole time I was in jail, I was a youth. I get all papers in 6 weeks. It took me a long time to get where I'm at right now.
I'm gonna tell you a little bit about myself. I graduated from Duke Ellington School of the Arts 2 years ago, but probably 4 years before that, I was incarcerated. My mother was on crack. My life goes on. My father been in jail my whole life. So the odds have always been against me. Not until I got incarcerated once when I was 13, I decided that I was gonna start writing all this stuff down. I started writing it all down, and then eventually one day I was like, I used to go to Idea Public Charter School, and I was like, I don't want to go here for high school. And I just went to Duke Ellington, tried out, and I got in. From there, I changed my life and turned all my negatives into art.
In the 90s, when I was growing up, we got whooped real bad by the police, you know, just for being out, you know, past a certain hour, or just being in a group of 4 or more. You know, they harassed us, they accused us of, even if we were not doing anything, we just sitting there. They accused us of doing all kind of things. I also grew up in Great Farms, Rochester area. So I really know a lot of them. I still got a lot of family around there, and I see what they go through. They kicked in my father's sister's house like 12 times with all just accusations of drug trafficking, but she has a lot of kids. And just because they see a lot of people coming out of the house, they automatically assume the drugs and everything.
When I was in the 8th grade, there's this kid in our class who was in 8th grade with us. He was 12, and so he was like the youngest kid in our class, and I lived like 2 blocks away from a bad neighborhood, and that's where he lived, in these condos. And he was walking up to this, he was walking past a shopping center one day, past a gas station, and the gas station had just got robbed, and like the window was broken and everything like that. And the police left out of the gas station, and they were calling him like, hey, you stop. But he had his headphones on, he wasn't paying attention, and he didn't know why they would need him, so he didn't hear them, and he kept on walking. And they came up behind him, chased him down, knocked him down on the ground, and he ended up with like gashes and everything all upside his head and everything, and they yanked him up and dragged him into the gas station, and the owner of the gas station was like, that's not the guy. like, because the guy, like, this guy was like a real light-skinned black guy with my friend. But they said this, like, dark-skinned black guy, and they went and found him just because he was black.
I go to some of the community meetings they have in Columbia Heights, and a lot of people know Columbia Heights is very, some say gentrified, some say redeveloped, whatever you want to call it. But it's definitely an area where there's a lot of displacement. And I was at a meeting once, and so most of the people who attend these meetings, they are like the newer people who moved into the neighborhood, like living in the condos and whatnot, and they were complaining about the youth and like people being on the corners and people robbing and all these negative things. And you know, there were a couple people who were originally from the neighborhood, so they were saying like, you gotta engage the youth. And most of the new people were saying, no, we have to get stronger police presence.
Gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie. They gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie. They gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie. Made bubble wrap buildings for like man's pay rate. Turned the playground into a mosey around safe space for his architectural thoughts. While Dog Man thinks to himself, why I can't write a check. His broken recreation recreates his emotions, so his mind takes note. You be the spy into his intellect. Watching him watch his watch, does light man know what time it is? Who point does it look to block? Not his. When it can't cross her mind, not a critic sitting in on a mother's minutes. As she holds a stem, raising him inside that cell. All the white girl research funding these high-rise discussions. Hush. Of skyscraper hush nothings. Land in the government contradiction. Shh. Well, we can blame the exit wounds of the baby's blood they will build on top of. Thank you, government subsidized funding for our troubled nothings. And please let us send our warm welcome to the many of you who would tear down our apartment where we built our lives in, and you who only live your lives in. Underneath our cracked dreams, slumlords grace, prayers from social services, mistakes, and tell the thanks to us moving away for telling us you couldn't take my beauty inside my black shelves you only built up to break. Shh, hush. They gentrified my tongue and made it a gun. So now I can't taste power, just the gunpowder of this my faith. They telling us the truth, life evolves around lies. But as the buildings go up, the rich approval rate goes down and crime rises like skyscrapers lean. Shh, hush. They building the buildings because they want to block me. I'm the truth. They gentrified me. They gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie. They gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie. They gentrified the cry and turned it to a lie.
I'm also known as Twan. I'm 13 years old. Violence has put an impact on my life before. Well, once I was in middle school, and I still am. I was on my way to the bathroom, so that after I got done, I was on my way to class. So these 3 8th graders came in the bathroom. So I ignored them. So I tried walking away from them, and they blocked my exit. And so then they beat me up, threw my textbooks in the toilet, and then they robbed me, took my money, took my bag cards, and then they left me and threw me in a trash can. And then they almost tried to set the bathroom on fire, and I almost lost my life with that.
It's just the way people treat each other, you know, because a whole lot of the stuff was unnecessary.
I grew up in one of the roughest neighborhoods in DC, uptown Self-Taylor. So the only thing I can really try to tell you is don't let the violence or whatever you experience what you've seen make you afraid of your own people. Every black kid out here is not shooting everybody, every black kid out here is not doing bad things.
If I were a betting girl, I'd bet you're wondering who I think I am, coming up here, reciting my own words of what I know, not what I've heard. Well, let me tell you right now, tell you real quick, I am a young black child aiming for success. What? Success? You can give that a rest. When pigs fly, you'll be the best. Oh, okay. Now I train these little piggies to fly. Look at them soaring so high. Now will you, the world, give me the chance to show my people everywhere that they too can enhance?
The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Strange kind fruit, strange kind fruit. Biting them hard till they loosen my noose. Making a fist as we clenching the truth. African children run through the streets, pumping their heat, pumping their heat. The game that they play will always defeat their lives, their dreams, their inspirations. I wait for the day that change will come. I'm slowly losing patience. I'm gathering all the nations. Together we will replace them. We're pumping our fists high up in the sky. We tell no lie. This message is for the youth. We coming to speak the truth. The serpent will come and try to fill their lives with propaganda. And unity we will stand to fight the evil master plan. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Strange kind fruit, strange kind fruit. Biting them hard till they loosen my noose. Making a fist as we clenching the truth. The blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Strange kind fruit, strange kind fruit. Biting them hard till they loosen my noose. Making a fist as we clenching the truth, the truth, the truth.
Where is still?